Hey guys, welcome to our channel. You're welcome to our family house. You're welcome to this space where everybody is somebody. Okay? If you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Medilock, and you have been with me all this while. Thank you for staying with me, and God will bless you. God will remain subscribed to the channel of your life. Yes, and every good thing in life will subscribe to you. Yes, guys, I want to bring our attention to something this morning. Due to a lot of people have been having this complaint. At times you will pray and pray, and yet no answer. You feel God is not answering your prayers, or maybe you're not doing enough, or you're not good enough. It is not true. It is not true that God is not answering prayers. God is still in the business of answering prayers, and you are more than good enough. Okay, if you are in a relationship, you are suffering heartbreak, you're suffering setback, the guy is not proposing, the girl is not accepting your proposal. It's not because you're not good, it's not because you're not good enough, but because something is wrong. You are in a marriage, you are in a relationship, either you are already in marriage with someone, whether male or female. Overnight the person just get up and say he doesn't want to do again. Or you are dating somebody and the person refuse to commit. It's not only men that used to commit, that refuse to commit, even ladies too. Yes. As it is above, so it is beneath. Yes. Any behavior you see the men exhibiting, women also exhibit it. Yes. You've seen a guy that is head over knees in love with a lady, but she doesn't love him, or maybe she feels she has some things that she needs to put in place before she can say yes. And year in, year out, you understand? The guy will be feeling frustrated. And then there are ladies also who have been in a relationship with somebody, and the guy is not coming forth, the guy is not serious, the guy is not ready to settle down, not because he doesn't want to marry, not because he doesn't want to settle down, or not because he doesn't love her, but there is something that is a hindrance. You understand? So this morning I want to open our eyes to this thing again. You see, I talk back and forth. I've said something like this before, but I am adding more things, and I want to bring it to our attention this morning. Yes, you see, there are different types of causes, that hinders somebody from getting married. Yes. Now, I want to just base this topic on marriage, but in every other facet of our spiritual life, this thing takes its tolls on it. It affects us. You understand? But I want to talk about how it affects us, in our relationship today. Types of causes. You understand? When they say cause can be self-affliction, cause can be generational cause, and cause can be environmental cause. We can bring a cause upon ourselves by the way we act and behave towards people, what we have done to people. You understand? Some people will point at you and say it will never be well. In fact, let me point this way. Let me not point at the screen, because you're watching the screen, you'll be like, it's Medilog pointing a finger at me. It will never be well with you, or it will never be well with you. You understand? And you think it's a joke. It's not. Somebody will say, you cry, you will look for tears, you will not see. You will look for help, you will not find. You would, curses are being rained upon human beings. You understand? From left, right, and angle. Left, right, and center. But if we are not aware of this, we think it's only a family curse that is disturbing us. Yes, we have family curse. Some, it is what your parent did. Some is from your mother's side. People don't get married. Women, no matter how beautiful you are, you've seen some women, when you see them, you think they are the one that created themselves. You understand? It's like, I beg God, may I just pause, may I just mold myself. You understand? As if they molded themselves. But you see them, 50 years, 55 years, 60, or even 70, they have never been married. But even if you see them, even at 70, their beauty commands respect from your eyes. But they don't marry in their family because there was a curse. That one is a generational curse. That is family curse. And what that thing that enforces that is called family idol. Family idol is a demon. Family idol is not just a shrine that you see in front of you at the back of your father's house or your grandfather's house. But family idol is a demon. It's a demon that is resident in each family, according to what your great-grandfathers did. I was talking to somebody last time. He said, no, that his father was a Christian. His mother is a very strong Catholic. You understand? He cannot have family because I say, you're talking like a child. You will talk like this until you die. And your children, the family idol will continue with your children. Ask your mother or ask your father. Say, my father is dead. That's okay. Ask your mother. And then look at every other person. Look at all of you. See, all of you, your family, line up. See. All of you you're under bondage. You're under that family curse. Family idol is ensuring that no matter where you go, no matter where they place you, you won't make it. See, demon does not wish you well. Demon does not wish you well. If you serve, you say, gods of our land, our ancestors, this, that. It's only God that wish you well, because he said, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper. Do you understand? Even as they are, and be in good health. In fact, complete the sentence. See, God wish you well. He wish you to prosper. He wish you to be in good health. But demon want you to be sick, want you to remain in poverty, want you to lack everything so that you can be coming and be giving a chicken, goat meat, human blood, and all that. So that one is different. We have self-afflicted curses. That one, you are the one that curse yourself. You place this curse upon yourself. What you say, Mogbe, hey, I am finished. Nashiga uku, nalalashi, hey, me, damn, I'm not good, I'm not good. I'm a good for nothing person. This, that. You'll be saying different things with your name. Or those of you that are quick to anger, you look at your child and say, go need that way. It will never be well with you. Your life spoil. In fact, I'm going to school. I want to go and learn Yoruba and I want to learn Igbo. You understand? Because I love these people. See, you'll be saying things to your children. You don't know that demons are ready. They are looking for fresh life to destroy. They are carrying pen and paper. They are writing it down. When you say, look at you, good for nothing child. Good for nothing, coconut head. Your child will go to school and be failing exams. Your child will go to school, will go for competition, he will fail. Your child will be feeling demoralized within himself, self-defeatism. Why? Because you have inflicted him with that curse. So, guys, I want us to ponder over this, okay? And there are some things I want to show us on how to break these curses, okay? How do we break this curse? We can we can actually use some things to break these curses. Apart from praying, yes, there are some physical objects that you will use, to break family curses. So when we come back, maybe in my next video or the next video, I am going to bring solution to this kind of a regular and common problem that we have. Okay? All right, guys. Please remain good. Keep smiling. Remember, smiling is the best dress you can ever wear. Okay? So that situation will not defeat you. God is above all. All right? Thank you. Stay blessed till I come your way again in my next video. Bye.